welcome to the call tonight. I'm AJ Willoughby. So glad to have you all. We have got a great night. We've got a great lineup. We've got Dr. Templeman on with us. We've also got Deidre Howard, the formulator of the 8-in-1. And if you have not had a chance to get the 8-in-1 or to hear about all the stuff it does, well, tonight you're going to hear about what it does and where it can see some of the results that people are already having with this. This is a brand new product that is in the M Labs right now. Now, what that means is that 8-in-1 is not what the end final product will be named. It means that this is for our members only. Well, we say that. That's what the M Labs is. However, this product has been such a big hit out of the box, right out of the gate of this, that they had to go on ahead and put it on, make it available for retail for others to go on ahead and get it also. But it is still in the M Labs, which means that this is a product that you get a chance to try out before it actually becomes an official M product with the official name that will probably be something different than 8-in-1. But you're going to find out about that. So you get a chance to go order those products and get them before other people do and see how it's working for you. And that's what we're going to be talking tonight, is about the results, the ingredients, and everything from the formulator, Deidre Howard, to the science behind it with Dr. Templeman. And it's going to be a great night. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to dive right in. And I'm going to turn it over. We're going to go straight to Deidre Howard. For those that have not had a chance to meet Deidre yet, I'll tell you, this is a woman that her and her husband are such a blast. We got a chance to really hang out with them and spend some time with both her and her husband, Chris. And her heart behind these products and what she's doing. She has been in this industry, everything from the member status to on the corporate end to the formulation end. She has been around. This is not, someone who's new to the block here. This is someone who has been around and knows what she's talking about. And it is so exciting to have someone of this caliber come and bring a product to us like this. So Deidre, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to turn it over to you and let you kind of go, and then we'll kind of bounce back and forth between you and Dr. Templeman. So hello, Deidre.
Okay, well, I'm really excited to be here tonight. Thank you so much, AJ, and I hope everybody had a wonderful holiday this last weekend. And I'm just excited to be here because Easter is like new beginnings, right? And there's just only a few of those that we get every year. We get New Year's Eve and our birthdays, and then Easter. Just for me, that's what it's like. It's like I can just start all over and go, what are my goals going to be? And so at that very same time, we get this gift of having Dr. Templeman hop back into our world, which is wonderful. And we get to really lean upon his knowledge. Now, the name of the product as it sits right now is 8-in-1, and that N is for a really specific reason, which Dr. Templeman's going to talk to us about tonight. And I'm excited about it. You guys have heard me talk about it, but I'm never going to do it as well as he does. So why not have, the man. So just really great to have him back from across the world to be here tonight. So I'm going to, the product became available. It'll be 1 month in 2 days, I think. And then everybody ordered it. It took about a week or some people 3 days to get their product. Okay. So now people have had it for about 3 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks for those that didn't jump right on the bandwagon. And maybe only 1 week for some people, but we're getting just amazing testimonials in it. And I know all of you want to see those. And then Dr. Templeman and I are going to talk a little bit about why in the world would we be seeing such effects in such a short period of time? I mean, why is this happening? The skin is such an interesting organ that I could spend, well, Dr. T and I could spend a long time talking about it, probably put you guys all to sleep, but it is our largest organ, and it responds specifically in specific ways when it's given nutrients, even given certain pH, it changes what it does and how how it acts. So, you know, we can't really see what our liver's doing when we're taking a supplement for our liver, but boy, we can see what our skin's doing when we give our skin something. So let's go right to real quick as a quick update. And can I do share here? You gave me, yeah, you gave me access. I got it. Okay. This is always the fun part to make sure it works. Yay. Okay, here we go. So just real quick as a super fast update, we're talking about the 8-in-1, and what does it do? Cleanse, tones, exfoliates, hydrates, brightens, pore minimize, makeup primer, and age defier. I want you just to notice there real quick that it does not say moisturize, though many of the ingredients in this formula are moisturizing ingredients, but it focuses more on the hydration than the moisturization, or in equal amounts. So what that means is you have full permission to use additional moisturizer after you use this product, additional sunscreen after you use this product. It does a lot of different things, but don't ever be afraid to continue using the product that you're already using and just supplement with this, because there's some products we just love, right? And I'm not asking you to give those up at all. In fact, they're gonna work better as you use this in tandem, okay? So what's in it, just real quick, the pictures tell us everything we need to know. Besides the middle one you might not know, that's hyaluronic acid. And then here's the nanotechnology, which we're gonna come back to real quick, but let's look at some pictures first. What do you say? Okay, so this is a before and an after. All right, and this is obviously acne. Now, many of you that are looking at this, you've gone on Facebook, you've heard her story. Kaylee's just been so amazing that she's actually spoken very, very frankly and sincerely about her challenge that she's had for over 7 years with chronic, multiple different kinds of acne. Okay, won't get into all those different things because really I kind of want you to go and listen to her story. So go to the 8-in-1 group, ask to be accepted. I'm always on there ready to get you in the closed group, and you get to hear her story. I think she's also on M University. Okay, but her mother, she even thanks her mothers for the thousands of dollars that she's spent, and nothing's worked. Now this is okay, I'm going to go back real quick if it'll let me, but it won't. Okay, oh yeah, there we go. So this is a week using the product. And I want you guys to know that this is not the most recent updated picture either. I have quite a few other ones that show what it's been like now that she's been on it for a month. So go and look at those, and the skin's gone through processes. You know, sometimes it gets worse before it gets better. But you can see her whole story there. Here's another example of some others. 2 weeks and 1 week of using the product. And I'm gonna stop there, actually. I've got some other ones, but I wanna stop just at the acne aspect of things and pull Dr. Templeman in because we have him here. And you know, as members of M Network, we don't make claims. We don't say that anything's going to, you know, cure or fix or do. We don't make claims, but we sure can show pictures. And the fact of the matter is, this is what's happening for people that have been using the product for a week, for 2 weeks, for 3 weeks, and for a month. And so, Dr. T, come on in. And I'd really like you to start, if you don't mind, if I can lead the witness, as they say, in the fact that the 8-in-1, the N stands for nano. It's on purpose. It's not, it could be 8-in-1. Okay, so it's a play on words. Yeah, it does 8 things, but it's every bit of liquid. Okay, every bit of water that's in this product is nano water. And it has a profound effect on the skin. And that may be one of the reasons why we're seeing what we're seeing. So can you weigh in on that?
Sure, I can. normally water is, everybody knows that it's a molecule that has one hydrogen on one side, which is a positive balance, and then it has two oxygens on the other end of the molecule, and they balance out with their weight on a negative side, so that these are called polar molecules. And as polar molecules, just like polarized iron filings, they will line up in a pattern where the negative side is going to be attracted from one molecule, will be attached to the positive side of another molecule. And so you never see molecules of water floating around just as molecules of water. They are always in what are called clusters. And the size of the cluster depends upon what is inside the cluster that is not water. And you know, when you see clouds, we drop little particles of something into the clouds in order that those particles will attract the water molecules and turn into raindrops. And that's why they seed clouds, to be able to have rain. So inside every cluster of water molecules, there is a non-water particle. And in the instance for water that is coming out of your tap, or even water that has been drawn through reverse osmosis for purification to remove organic elements, the clusters are huge. They are in the order of 2,500 to 3,500 water molecules per cluster. Now, that size makes a difference because, for example, no water can enter into a cell that has a cluster anywhere near that size. So one of the first benefits of having nano water is that all your clusters have been broken down to less than 300 to 350 water molecules per cluster. What does this do? Well, it allows it to pass unaided through a pore, because a water cluster that size is much smaller than the pores which are in our skin, and 2,500 to 3,500, not so easily. And so the size of the water clusters is the first benefit. The second benefit is that inside each one of these water clusters, where there was the non-water particle, the water clusters have been smashed in the nano-sizing process, and nanoparticles of mangosteen. So something that is so small that 10,000 of them sitting across from each other would not even be half of a human hair in size. So they're so very small. They are not, as we go down in orders of magnitude of size, we have milligrams, and then we go down to micrograms, and then we go down to nanograms. So we're talking about things that are 3 orders below the size of what we would normally be able to perceive with our eyes or with our hands. So teeny, teeny, teeny things. And the mangosteen is inside the water. And the water passes through skin and into cells without ever having to be pumped when it is small, because one thing that the body always wants is more water. So it takes the mangosteen with it, kind of like a Trojan horse, because the body only sees the water, but it happens to get whatever is in the water. In most cases, in the huge clusters, it's getting a particle of pollution. But in this particular instance, it is getting a particle of nano-sized mangosteen. And what have we learned about the mangosteen and acne, for example? Well, in Thailand, there are 3 universities that have developed products which are sold on the open market over there, because when they test the mangosteen xanthones, one of the areas inside the xanthones, against the bacteria that are essential to make acne, they kill them all in all of the testing, both with animals and also in vitro, where they're just exposing molecules of molecules of mangosteen to the actual bacteria. They stop the growth of the bacteria. And so that's why you're seeing in this instance, in not only that, but one of the primary effects that you're seeing here is the effect of mangosteen going into the pores of the skin, down to where the bacteria are breeding in the plugged pores, and killing the bacteria so that the redness, the swelling, and the other signs of inflammation are disappearing. So we have a, if you wish, a pharmaceutical effect of the mangosteen and the bacteria from the red things that we get on our face. And here I'm talking not only about acne, but also about rosacea, which may be another type of acne that's very, very common in older folks. So they are benefiting from that. Now, in addition to that, and again, we're not making claims, but if you were to go to PubMed, which is the repository database for all of the medical experiments that have been done, and you looked up mangosteen and squamous cell carcinoma or basal cell carcinoma, those are the two carcinomas that are very common in skin that has been exposed to too much sun in its lifetime, you will see that this product, the mangosteen, has been very, very effective in tests against that. And not only that, but against the most deadly type of skin cancer called melanoma. And melanoma usually arises from some kind of pigmented mole or something else that's been on the skin and that's been exposed to pollution and to sunlight radiation and begins to change into a cancerous form. And that malignant melanoma is one of the most dangerous cancers. So prophylactically, you keep yourself from being overly exposed to the sun so you don't get the sun damage, because sun damage is one of the commonest precursors to all three of these elements. The mangosteen has a track record in laboratory studies, preclinical studies, not human studies, but preclinical studies, in having an effect, therefore, against not only the bacteria that might be involved in skin eruptions, but also the protection or the attacking of the kinds of nasty changes that take place when normal skin begins to be transformed into a cancerous lesion. So no claims here about being anti-cancerous. In humans, those kinds of studies have not been done, but in the laboratory, pretty impressive data.
But what we can say is that there has not been any adverse reactions from the nano water, the nano mangosteen water, that we know how powerful that is. And so as we are putting it on our skin, we're not, our skin being the largest organ, especially that small of a molecule, not everything we put on our skin is absorbed, okay? So some people like to think that if you put it on your skin, it's like you chewed it in your mouth and swallowed it. That is just not true. That's like saying, I walked up to a boulder and tried to eat it. You can't eat a boulder, it's too big, and you're not gonna be able to digest it. Our skin's a lot the same way. There's certain sizes that just aren't gonna penetrate. It's not gonna happen. And so some of the formula that you see it's intended to be too big. I don't want it to go through. It's not intended to. It's intended to be placed on the surface of your skin to do that daily exfoliation, and then it goes away and it's gone and it's done its job. The nanoxanthone water, that mangosteen water, that's intended to, within seconds, just like what Dr. T said, it is immediate. As soon as it hits your skin, your body is so excited to grab a hold of that and just take it where it needs to go. And there's a lot of money and time and energy that's been spent trying to learn how to get a nutrient through the skin. I mean, that's not a small feat. That's a big deal that actually is happening when it does. And so it's very exciting to have that as the base of this product. And thank you so much, Dr. T, for sharing with us about that. We've got we talked a little bit about the bacteria. When we look at what acne is, we've got inflammation. We can kind of check that box off, and it's, but in a lot of ways, coconut oil is also helping with that. And it's unfiltered, virgin, cold pressed coconut oil. It's like the stuff you would want to eat. That is something you would want to eat. The avocado is the same way. The aloe vera is the same way. Those are things that I ingest personally on a weekly, sometimes daily basis. And so putting that on my skin is fantastic. But some of them are too big molecules to get through the skin, but they're doing something amazing on the surface of the skin. And so those things also help with inflammation. They also help with, then we've got the daily exfoliation that's happening. And Dr. T, do you mind weighing a little bit in on the importance of removing that skin in the healing process of any inflammation, whether it's acne or anything else that might be going on with the skin?
Yes. First of all, the skin turns over very, very rapidly. Mm-hmm. In fact, if you looked at the composition of the dust that is found in bedrooms under your beds, it's over 80% human skin cells.
Dr. T, so, I have to interrupt you there and tell you, this is how I learned this years ago. I think I was 21 when I first married my husband, and he was doing duct cleaning in houses. Like, he would go and clean the duct work. And I was like, what's in there? And he's like, it's mostly dead skin.
Yeah.
And that was crazy.
Yeah, the skin turns over so rapidly. Some of the lining of the intestine turns over just as rapidly, but the only area we can see it. So that if you dry your hands, and if you hold it up into the sunlight and you look very, very closely, and you've got nothing except your hands together, and you start to rub it, you'll see the motes of skin that float off the simple rubbing of the hands. And areas of high friction, such as the hands, and they come off even more rapidly. So it is the area of skin in your body that grows most rapidly, because you constantly have to be having some dead protection, almost like a scale,
right,
on your body in order to protect you. But also it grows so rapidly that if you don't remove it, the ones underneath come up, and that's what you get, the clogging of the pores, right, including the extruding oils that the body produces. So the skin cells actually help to clog the pores, along with the secretions that are oily from the hair follicles, and that's the beginning of the nesting for the bacteria, right, when the acne begins. So yes, you need to exfoliate areas that are inflamed and have proof of things being clogged up. You need to exfoliate those, even though it may seem counterintuitive. But everybody who's ever squeezed a zit knows that. Once you get whatever's in the middle of the zit out, and then you're making sure you're not putting everything else in, the zit goes away. So you don't want to leave that stuff nesting and fermenting and growing. You want to get something that's going to penetrate into the skin and have a beneficial effect at opening those pores. And exfoliation is a good way to make sure that you always have a nice, fresh layer of skin on the surface that is shiny, because dead skin cells are not shiny.
No.
But the skin cells underneath are, and they actually look brighter.
And as you get older, that skin doesn't want to slough off as easily. And so it builds up and builds up. And that's where you kind of get the dull gray, sometimes even kind of a yellowy color in older skin that hasn't been exfoliated for a long period of time. So there was one other thing that, one thing I want to just touch on real quick and have you speak to, and then I'm going to show a picture of what is coming off the face as you exfoliate with this product, and explain what that is that we're looking at, okay? Before that, I want to talk about pH. pH is, one of those things that when I learned about the importance of pH, it changed my life and my health. Just understanding what that means for a physical body, and where it should be acidic and where it should be alkaline, and what that even means. And so with our skin needs to be healthfully, it needs to be on the acidic side of the the line. And when it's not, and this is really important, and when it's not, the cells, they don't link together very well. They actually kind of open up and they cause problems where you can get bacteria and all kinds of things in there just because of the pH of your skin. And so that's why there's always a toning step in a skincare line. What's wonderful about the 8-in-1 is the toning step is combined. So we don't have to worry about going back and making sure that gets done, because I don't know about you, when I buy a whole system, that toning step, I'm not good at going and dabbing. It's one of those things I just don't get to, and I know better. And so I just want to speak really, really quickly about the importance of that, and the reason why our skin sometimes, especially our hands, even more than our face, become alkaline, or the pH or the acid mantle gets challenged, is because of the environment. It's also because of washing our faces. Most people wash their face with an alkaline or an alkaloid to bind to that oil and get rid of it. And now you have an alkaline skin residue that your body has to try to compensate for, which it does, but that can cause some irritation, some challenges, some dryness, all kinds of things. So making sure that our skin is pH balanced where it should be on a consistent basis, that alone can help the skin help itself. Because our bodies are so amazing. It can do some amazing things when we just give it a little bit of encouragement. So anything that you want to speak to on that, Dr. T?
Yes, the acidic environment on the surface of the skin is perpetrated largely by the secretions that come from the skin. They are free fatty acids, and they are antibiotic, antifungal, and antimicrobial. Right. So they have to be there. When we don't, healthy skin doesn't squeak. And when you wash your face with soap that has detergents in it and things to remove oils because you think you're getting down to a level that's, quote, clean, what you're doing is, in effect, along with the dirt that you may be removing, you're stripping away the oils that the body has worked for hours to produce and to put out there. And it is not healthy to wash your face with soap several times a day. It just isn't.
Nope, it isn't. And so that's why many of you, after you use this product, it's going to feel like there's still, it's like you said, healthy skin doesn't squeak. And that's important because we're removing dead skin, dead cells, also some of the sebum oils that your skin has produced, but we're also replacing it so that you have the correct acid mantle and that you have the oils that you need. And if you don't feel like you still have enough oil on your face, especially as your skin ages, you need more and more, sometimes in the winter, sometimes in the summer. You guys, we all have to kind of change that up as time goes on. But that's really important that you're getting the moisturization that you need on skin that's properly pH'd. You put a moisturizer on an alkaline face and you got a whole nother situation that we don't have time to talk about right now. So we are going to move on and wrap this up. I want to show this to you real quick. Thank you, Amanda. She did a full face of makeup, used the product, and showed us how she removed all of that makeup. Now, makeup is to our skin a foreign body. It didn't go there naturally. It's from the outside world. We put on there to look beautiful, as Amanda does look very beautiful. But this removed her makeup. How it does that is a combination of some of the ingredients is like liquid Velcro. If you look under a microscope, it's like little spaghetti Velcros, and it grabs a hold of that makeup. It grabs a hold of the dirt, the oil, and the dead skin, and it rolls off. What are you looking at in the sink? I want to be really clear. This is not all her dead skin, okay? That's really important. I wouldn't want that to be all of her dead skin. I would be very afraid if that was all her dead skin. But it does have some of dead skin in there. It's got her makeup in there, and it's got oils and other things that dirt that she has accumulated over the day. And as you look at her skin doesn't look dry. It still looks like, you know, it's got the oils and it's got the moisturization that it needs to have on there. It hasn't stripped all of that away. And that's the balance that we're looking for at the very end of the process. But I just want to make sure that people understand that this is a very, very mild exfoliation. That's why you can do it 1 to 2 times a day. If you use it twice a day, I still, like, again, I'm going to keep going back to make sure you're getting enough moisturization. That's important. But it is gentle enough to use it twice a day. But you wouldn't want to lose that much dead skin twice a day. So it's important that we don't need to oversell what we have. We have an amazing product. We're just tip of the iceberg, learning about everything that it does. I'm going to show one more. Love this picture. This is 2 weeks on the product. This is Tanya. And I swear to you, I'm not lying. You guys look at this and you tell me, but this could be her younger sister. And I just think that's so awesome because we haven't got into the powerful anti-aging ingredients that are in the product today because we don't have time for that. But we'll be doing this again, right, AJ?
Absolutely. I think it's incredible how it changed her hair.
I know, it just curled her hair right up. I know, it changed her outfit. It's amazing.
It does incredible stuff, you know? And, well, I wonder what it'll do for my hair.
Well, Dr. T, if there isn't anything else that you want to add, it's been so great for us to kind of have this powwow. I know we're getting close to time, so I want to be sensitive to that. But hopefully we answered some questions that all of you might have. Don't hesitate to get on the 8-in-1 Facebook page because we're having real candid conversation there specifically about this product, that we do share some of it on M University. We have lots of fun things that you can learn, different ways to use it as a mask, as a foot mask. It's amazing. All those kinds of things we're talking about. And don't hesitate to upload your before and after, because we all want to see the great success that you're having. And we want to know if you're having challenges. That's what the M Lab is for. So don't be bashful. We're here to help. We're here to support. And I'll turn it back over to you, AJ.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Templeman and Deidre. And, you know, we've got some incredible things happening with this product. And, you know, so everything, I think, you know, just touch on a few things, not everything, but a few things. I mean, we're going to get into some of this stuff in other calls, but you were talking about rosacea, Dr. Templeman, and,
yes.
You know, other different skin conditions that people have. You know, as far as the healing aspect from the mangosteen being in this, you know, so we're talking about, you know, all the stuff it does as far as beauty-wise for you, but from a healing aspect with that mangosteen, I imagine that that's a whole nother story in and of itself, right, Dr. Templeman?
Yes, there are quite a few papers that would be pertinent to what we're talking about on PubMed about the mangosteen and its qualities.
Wonderful. So incredible stuff that we've got. And right now you can get it even on the retail site. It is available right now, even though this is an M Labs product, which again, the M Labs, what that means is that it is available for the members primarily, but this is a release. This has not been considered to be a permanent product yet. However, we're thinking that it's probably going to end up being, you know.
We're hoping, reorder, everybody.
That's what we're looking for. We're looking for the reorders. We're looking for to see how everyone likes it. You know, that's how we measure whether this is going to be a product that stays in the M products system, is whether this is a product that people go and reorder each and every month. And I know we had a lot of sales and a lot of movement on this product last month. So we're going to see, is that continuing this month and even increasing. So those are the things that we're waiting to find out, and we're going to be looking at this each and every month. So thank you so much, Deidre Howard and Dr. Templeman. And I'll tell you, we've got a great lineup of things happening for us this week with everything from call tomorrow night with Ryan Anderson. We've got our business training that will happen, our corporate training call tomorrow evening. And that's going to be at this same time. And then on Saturdays, we always have our call that is with Dennis Ligon, who is our lead distributor and member, who has really been doing so much for us on Saturdays with the team calls and pulling everybody together on that and all the new stuff that's going on. So, and then, of course, we've got other calls that are going on throughout the week that you don't want to miss out on. I know we've got the cat call that happens. We've also got Andy Willoughby's call on Monday mornings. And so lots of things, lots of ways for you to get plugged into. Make sure you're getting plugged into the Facebook sites and that you're letting people know about this, because it really is. These are products that don't just get results. These are products that really change lives. And we're seeing that in so many ways. I was on the phone today hearing stories from people that I hadn't talked to, first time to talk to them, and they were just going on telling me this some brand new to the company and to the M products that was just, she just couldn't hold it back. The excitement she has between her and her husband and the things that they have seen from these products. So we're going to be picking it up again next week. And next week, we're going to be discussing some things with the Core AO and what some new stuff that we've had with that. We've got a new product out there with the Core AO, some new enhancements on that. And so Dr. Templeman's going to be sharing about that next week. Get ready for that. But 8-in-1, again, we want to see those reorders, and that's where it's going to be coming at. So make sure, if this is something you like, go back and reorder it this month, and make sure you're getting it for your friends. Everybody have a great night. Thank you again, and we'll talk to you all later.